Hi, Mark here. It is Wednesday, February the 11th, 9:40 a.m. Eastern, 2:40 p.m. GMT, well into the US session for now, and into the last portion of the European session. Let's have a look at the US dollar index to start. About an hour and a half, just over an hour ago, was the non-farm payroll, US job numbers way higher than consensus and expectations. The number 70,000 was the consensus number, almost double that was the amount of new jobs. Unemployment came down from 4.4 to 4.3, all positive for the US dollar. Interesting, the US dollar certainly did rally, but at this point, not able to hold on to the early gains. I've got support at 96.37. I've got resistance at 97.16. If I zoom in, there you can see the response reaction to the job numbers, but sellers did step in, weren't able to maintain above the 97 number, and now hang around the 96.88. So certainly a positive job numbers, positive response from the US dollar, but at this point, not able to hold on to those gains. Let's have a look at how the majors are faring. The euro down a little for the day. That's selling euro, buying US dollar, strong US dollar, the response to those job numbers, but also not able to hold on to early gains. Supported 118.33. I've got resistance at 119.28. And if I zoom in, there you'll see the initial reaction, but at this point, not yet able to hold on to those gains. We'll see how that plays out during the rest of the US session. The pound against the US. Here you can see pound strengthening at this point against the US. I've got support at 136.13. I've got resistance at 137.13. If I zoom in, there you'll see the initial response, selling pound, buying US dollar, but US dollar looking to fight its way back right now that the US session is underway. Let's have a look at the US against the yen. Selling US, buying yen. US not able to make much headway against the yen. There you can see very briefly following the report, US strengthened all the way up to 154.56, but now at 153.70 and back where it was before the initial spark higher. But we're seeing third consecutive day, lower highs, lower lows. US dollar certainly struggling against the yen at this point. Resistance 154.56. We'll see whether US dollar buyers can get back up to those levels with a strong US dollar following the report, the jobs report earlier, or if we're going to go back to weak US dollar following what we've seen the last 3 days and sellers look down at the 152.75 support level. US dollar against the Canadian. US dollar strengthening against the Canadian. I've got support at 135.04. I've got resistance at 136.05. Right now, 135.83. US dollar buyers looking to hold on to these gains, looking up at the $1.36 or possibly higher. If we're going to get a turnaround and back to weak US dollar, strong Canadian, which we have seen the previous 3 days, sellers will be looking down at the 135 support area. So US dollar, certainly we have had weak US dollar coming into today's jobs report. The numbers were good. US dollar has reacted, responded positively. We see the US dollar strengthen on the index and against the majors, but struggling at this point to hold on to the gains. Good trading, and I'll see you at the end of today's session.